The day she walked away from everything, the entire city talked about it. They called her foolish, ungrateful, delusional. Some said she had lost her mind. Others said she would crawl back within a week. After all, who willingly leaves behind a mansion with marble floors, luxury cars waiting at the gate, private chefs, designer clothes, and a last name that opened every door? But on that cold morning, with nothing but a single backpack slung over her shoulder, she stepped out of the towering iron gates of her family estate and never looked back. No bodyguards. No assistants. No driver. No inheritance. Just her. And for the first time in 28 years, she could breathe. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the courage to choose your own path, please like this video, comment below, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps stories like this reach more hearts. Her name was Elena Whitmore. To the outside world, Elena had everything. She was the only daughter of Richard Whitmore, the billionaire founder of one of the largest investment firms in the country. Her family appeared on magazine covers. They hosted galas attended by celebrities, politicians, and powerful business leaders. Their name was synonymous with wealth and prestige. But behind the polished image was a life built on expectations. Every morning of Elena's life had already been planned by someone else. What she wore. Who she met. What she studied. Who she dated. Even what she smiled about in public. Her father believed emotions were weaknesses. Her mother believed appearances were everything. Failure, in their home, was not allowed. From childhood, Elena had one purpose: to protect the family legacy. She excelled in school, graduated from an elite university, and joined the family business. Everyone praised her discipline. Everyone admired her elegance. No one saw the exhaustion in her eyes. No one heard the silent screams behind closed doors. At first, she tried convincing herself this was normal. That success required sacrifice. That happiness would eventually come. But years passed. And happiness never came. Only emptiness. The breaking point came during her engagement dinner. The ballroom sparkled with crystal chandeliers. Champagne flowed like water. Guests laughed and celebrated her future marriage to Adrian Cole, the son of another wealthy family. Adrian was handsome, educated, and socially perfect. He was also emotionally cold. Their marriage had been less about love and more about business alignment. Elena sat beside him wearing a diamond ring worth more than most people earned in 10 years. She felt nothing. Then she overheard something that changed her forever. She had stepped away to the terrace for air when she heard Adrian talking to his friend inside. He laughed. He said Elena was beautiful, obedient, and ideal for public image. He said love was for fools. Marriage was strategy. Then he said something she would never forget. She doesn't need to be happy. She just needs to play her role. Those words shattered something inside her. Not because they surprised her. Because they were true. Everyone in her life saw her as a role. No one saw Elena. That night, she stared at herself in the mirror for hours. Perfect hair. Perfect dress. Perfect smile. A stranger. She suddenly remembered a moment from childhood. She had been 9 years old, sitting under a tree with an old gardener named Samuel. He had dirt under his nails and kindness in his eyes. He once told her something simple. Miss Elena, money can buy comfort. But it cannot buy peace. Peace only comes when your life belongs to you. At 9, she didn't understand. At 28, she finally did. The next morning, she made her choice. Her father exploded when she told him. He called her selfish. He told her she was throwing away generations of privilege. Her mother cried, not from heartbreak, but from humiliation. Adrian didn't even fight for her. He only asked one question. Do you understand what you're losing? Elena looked at all of them. Then she answered calmly. Yes. And for the first time, I understand what I'm gaining. She removed the engagement ring and left it on the table. Then she walked out. No dramatic tears. No hesitation. Just freedom. But freedom came with a price. She had insisted on taking nothing from the family. No trust fund. No allowance. No safety net. She rented a tiny apartment in a rough neighborhood on the other side of the city. The place was barely larger than her old walk-in closet. The paint peeled from the walls. The heater barely worked. The mattress felt like concrete. The first night, she cried. Not because she regretted leaving. Because reality hit hard. She had never paid bills. Never cooked regularly. Never used public transport. Never worried about rent. For the first time in her life, survival depended entirely on her. The world did not care that she came from wealth. Bills arrived anyway. Hunger felt the same. Fear felt the same. She applied for jobs. Most employers dismissed her. Her resume intimidated some and confused others. A billionaire's daughter wanting entry-level work? Many assumed it was a joke. Days turned into weeks. Savings disappeared. Her expensive education suddenly felt useless. Then one rainy afternoon, soaked and exhausted, she walked into a small cafe and saw a handwritten sign. Help wanted. She applied immediately. The owner, Maria, was a middle-aged woman with tired eyes and a warm smile. Maria asked why Elena wanted the job. Elena almost lied. Instead, she told the truth. I need to learn how to live. Maria studied her silently. Then she nodded. Can you work hard? Yes. Can you be humble? Elena swallowed. Yes. Then start tomorrow. The cafe changed her life. At first, everything was difficult. She spilled coffee. Burned milk. Mixed orders. Dropped plates. Customers got annoyed. She made mistakes every day. But unlike her old world, mistakes here did not define her worth. They became lessons. Maria never yelled. She simply taught. Slowly, Elena improved. She learned to wake before sunrise. She learned the comfort of routine. She learned the dignity of effort. She learned that serving people was not beneath her. And something unexpected happened. She started smiling. Real smiles. Not polished ones. Not rehearsed ones. Real. Then she met Noah. He was a regular customer. A mechanic from the auto shop across the street. Grease-stained hands. Worn boots. Quiet presence. No luxury watch. No designer suit. No polished charm. But when he smiled, warmth filled the room. Unlike everyone from her old life, Noah asked simple questions. How's your day? Did you eat lunch? You look tired. No hidden agenda. No calculation. Just care. At first, Elena kept walls up. She feared being recognized. Feared judgment. Feared vulnerability. But Noah had patience. Over time, conversations became longer. Coffee breaks became walks. Walks became friendship. Friendship became something deeper. Noah never asked about her past. Until one evening. They sat on a rooftop watching city lights flicker below. He finally said he knew. Elena froze. Noah calmly admitted he had recognized her months ago from old magazine covers. She panicked. Expected pity. expected fascination, expected distance. Instead, Noah said something that made her cry. I know who you were. I care about who you are. No one had ever said that to her. No one. For the first time, Elena allowed herself to be seen. Really seen. She told him everything. The pressure. The emptiness. The escape. The fear. The loneliness. The guilt. Noah listened quietly. When she finished, he said something simple. You didn't run away from wealth. You ran toward yourself. That sentence stayed with her. Life wasn't magically easy after that. Bills remained. Some nights she skipped meals. Winter was harsh. Her shoes wore thin. She still questioned herself during difficult days. Then disaster struck. Maria collapsed one morning from severe exhaustion. Doctors ordered immediate rest. The cafe was drowning in debt. Maria confessed she might have to shut it down permanently. Elena's heart sank. The cafe had become home. Maria had become family. Closing it felt unbearable. Elena reviewed the finances. Years at the investment firm suddenly became useful. For the first time, her past and present collided. She saw inefficiencies, waste, and opportunities. She created a recovery plan. Digital marketing. Delivery partnerships. Cost restructuring. Community events. Loyalty programs. Maria hesitated. Elena insisted. Trust me. For months, Elena worked harder than ever. Noah helped repair furniture and redesign the space. Local artists decorated walls. Regular customers spread the word. Business slowly improved. Then something unexpected happened. A local blogger featured the cafe story. The article went viral. People flooded in. Sales doubled. Then tripled. The cafe survived. Maria cried when she saw the numbers. She hugged Elena tightly. I hired a girl looking for life, Maria said. I found a daughter. Elena broke down. Because for years she had chased approval from people who never truly saw her. And here, among ordinary people, she found love. Not bought. Not negotiated. Earned. Months later, her father appeared. Without warning. He entered the cafe in a tailored suit that looked painfully out of place. Silence filled the room. Elena's hands trembled. He looked older. Softer. Tired. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then he noticed something. His daughter. Not in diamonds. Not in silk. In an apron. Laughing with customers. Alive. He quietly sat down. Elena served him coffee. The same way she served everyone. No privilege. No special treatment. He stared at the cup. Then at her. And something in him cracked. His voice shook. I was wrong. 3 words. Words Elena never thought she'd hear. Her father admitted he had spent his life confusing control with love. He believed providing wealth meant providing happiness. He had never learned otherwise. Then tears filled his eyes. He said the hardest truth. I gave you everything except freedom. Elena cried. Years of pain rose to the surface. But so did compassion. Because she finally saw something. Her father was not only powerful. He was broken. A man raised to suppress tenderness. A man who repeated what had been done to him. And for the first time, she saw his humanity. Not just his authority. They talked for hours. No shouting. No pride. Only truth. Healing began there. Not perfectly. But genuinely. If this story has touched your heart so far, please take a moment to like, comment, and share this video. Stories of courage and healing matter because they remind us that change is possible. And before we reach the ending, I have a special request for you. Comment below with the words, "Choose your own life," if you believe everyone deserves the freedom to follow their heart. A year later, Elena stood outside a new building. A second cafe. This one was hers. Maria stood beside her. Noah held her hand. A small sign hung above the door. Samuel's Place. Named after the gardener who had planted the first seed of freedom in her heart. The grand opening was simple. No celebrities. No luxury photographers. No elite guest list. Just people who loved her. Real people. The kind who showed up not for status, but for connection. As customers filled the cafe, Elena looked around and felt something she had spent her whole life searching for. Peace. Not because life was perfect. It wasn't. There were still hard days. Still bills. Still uncertainty. Still fear. But now the life she lived belonged to her. And that changed everything. She finally understood the truth. Wealth is not measured only in money. Real wealth is waking up without pretending. Real wealth is loving and being loved for who you are. Real wealth is freedom. Years ago, she had walked away from millions. The world called her foolish. But standing there, surrounded by love, purpose, and peace, Elena knew the truth. She had not lost everything. She had found everything that mattered. And sometimes, the bravest thing a person can do is walk away from the life others chose, so they can finally live the life they were meant to have. If this story moved you, touched your heart, or reminded you of your own journey, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps keep meaningful stories alive, and someone out there may need this exact message today. Because sometimes, the greatest inheritance isn't wealth. It's the courage to become yourself.